Hey, what's up guys? I'm going to be doing something a little different. I'm going to talk about Riot's recent announcement on possible champion reworks in the upcoming year. Before I start, I know what you're thinking. Catalyst, that's Overwatch playing in the background, but this is a League related video. Well, I did try to record some League footage. Hell, I tried to record 2 games, but something happened to both of them, and after that I just really didn't feel like playing another one, so enjoy this Overwatch footage. So what you're looking at right now is a post from a Rioter named Reeve, and here, I'll read it out to you in case you're blind or some shit. Sure, not sure who will get on this list, but champions that are high for us right now: Galio, Swain, Urgot, Cho'Gath, Aurelia, Evelynn, Mordekaiser, Pantheon, Rammus, Dr. Mundo, Nunu, and Akali. He continues with, we obviously won't get all of these next year, and there will probably be others that get added to the list over time. There are probably others I'm not thinking about right now as well, but since you asked, I threw some up. I don't think that's how you spell through in that sentence there, but whatever he wants, you know? So, let's start. I'm going to talk about Galio first. Galio right now, he's in a pretty good place. He can be seen as a good champion sometimes, but that's because of how damn strong he is and his abilities right now are. Because he has just received a bunch of buffs to compensate for his, well, shittiness. His abilities are currently really bursty, and he functions as a tank, which is really annoying. His problems are, he's really slow, and he can be easily, like, his movements, his actions can be easily predicted because of how slow he is and how his abilities are, they're really telegraphed. Like, you can clearly tell what he's gonna do next. And he's supposed to be the initiator of the team, right? And what he does is he initiates and he blows people up because he got like nuke abilities. And sometimes he fails that because of his poor initiation. I hope his rework focuses on that, his initiation. And next we'll be talking about Swain. I hate this champion. Where he sits right now, he's pretty damn OP. If he's on your team, you're probably gonna win. If he's on the enemy team, you're probably gonna lose. He's a short range mage who beats the shit out of you if you get close to him. So just, it's hard to play against that. How do you counter him? Well, you can stay in base and have yourself a wank, but that's not healthy gameplay. That's not what Riot wants. They don't want a champion like what Swain is right now. And hopefully his rework fixes all these problems he's having right now, because I like playing mid. Mid is my favorite lane, and Swain is really just sucking the fun out of that. Sucking the fun out of my favorite lane. Alright, enough about Swain. Let's talk about the next champion. Urgot. Does anyone even play this guy? I mean, his win rate is decent, but that's probably because one guy decided to play him this year and somehow won a game. He's not a... His abilities aren't bad, like they're not weak, but he's really focused on just landing that E and then begin to ass pound you with his Q. I don't even know why his ult is that way. It doesn't even closely match his theme. It doesn't match Urgot. It's just like they just threw it onto him because they probably didn't know what else to put. It's such a weird looking... I don't know what's worse, his appearance or his trash can of a kit. I don't have much to say about Urgot, so let's just move on to Cho'Gath. This guy is the Usain Bolt of the league. If Usain Bolt had no legs. Seriously, this guy is so slow. I don't have much to say about him either, because I've never really liked him enough to play him more than once or twice in a season. He's a pretty boring kit. Like, he has a knock up, he's got a silence. And his ult is just there to make 80 carries and anyone just a little bit under half health regret playing this game, he's like some kind of reverse Houdini. He can make people disappear. Just press R to completely ruin someone's day. Let's move on to Aurelia. I personally like Aurelia, but I'm not surprised Riot wants to rework her. Everyone knows about Aurelia's history in the game. She's been problematic since her release. She's got an overloaded kit. Look, she has CC, she has a gap closer, and she has true damage. What? She's one of the only champions I enjoy playing top lane, along with Gnar and Yasuo. She's one of those champions that make top lane a little bearable nowadays. So I hope they don't change her too much that she becomes unrecognizable. Like, I still want Aurelia to have some components that are still reminiscent of what will be the old Aurelia. Alright, next we got Evelyn. So I play on the Philippines server. I know, it sucks. But if you think people in wherever your region is, if you think they don't buy wards, if you come to the PH server and ask them to buy wards, half of them don't even know what a ward is. Evelyn is a PH player's like nightmare, because she just pops up and everyone here thinks there's no counter to that because nobody wants to buy wards. And seriously, that's the only way to counter her, wards, because stealth is one of those things that probably shouldn't have made its way into the game. Back to this bullshit champion. One thing makes her a pain in the ass to play against, and that's obviously her stealth. Stealth is something I wouldn't have wanted to be added to the game, but removing it this late in would be a problem to some champions. Like Kha'Zix and Rengar, who wouldn't be what they are right now without their stealth. They would be completely different champions without it. Next we have Mordekaiser. I used to play Mordekaiser mid way too much. Then the dreaded Juggernaut remake just screwed him over. I mean, they tried to make him a useful pick in the bot lane, which was kinda weird for a time. It was just some kind of weird excuse they gave because they sort of broke him. To make matters worse, they just threw stuff on him to force him to be playable. All you do now is spam skills and hope your shield is strong enough to let you just straight up bully your lane opponent. And the whole ghost dragon thing. Riot, what the hell were you smoking? Next we got Pantheon. Ugh, I hate this guy too. I hate a lot of champions, yeah, but Pantheon is, he's up there. He's really annoying to play against. Early on, just pray he doesn't get thirsty and all in you, cause you won't survive 3 seconds. Playing as him is also really boring, and late game is never fun for you, or anyone who plays him. Pantheon has his weaknesses, his biggest one being time. The longer you drag the game on, the less fun it'll be for whoever's playing Pantheon, because the more time there is in a game, the longer it drags on, there's less chance for him to one-shot you with his butt plug on a stick, because he really falls off late game. It's all just a matter of time with this guy. His Q and E by themselves are alright, but coupled with his passive and his dumbass point and click stun, just make him a total pain in the ass. Riot, please rework this guy first. Up next we got Rammus. Rammus has one main problem. He's an outdated champion. His kit is old, and it really feels that way when you play him. His main use in the game is to roll over to a lane, knock the shit out of the unsuspecting enemy's ear holes as he tries to understand why a ball moving at 3,000 miles per hour came into his lane and starts earthquakes. When playing as him, you just build really tanky, and when you're left unchecked, you can just destroy people. I hope Riot reworks him to make him fit in with the other champions, make him a little more fun, like have more counterplay to him, just so he'll be more enjoyable to play with and against. Alright, next we got Dr. Mundo. Whose idea was it to make this guy? In my opinion, he's really boring to play, but that's just how I feel. Other people, maybe like Mundo mains, might say, "Nah, man, this guy's the most fun champion in the game. I mean, I don't die, and I got annoying aid soak cleaver that I just throw at people for fun." It's annoying because he's extremely hard to deal with. Early on, like say pre-6, he's already hard to kill, and he can't be ignored because You don't have the tools to really absolutely destroy someone that early on, especially Mundo, because he just builds health items and he does a crap ton of damage still. And after 6, when he gets that dumbass health regen, it's just crazy. He's just unkillable at that point. Alright, now we now we go to Nunu. Oh wait, Dr. Mundo isn't the most boring champion. This guy is. This tiny midget on this weird looking Yeti, he is a champion where you just do 2 things. You just need 2 fingers on your keyboard and a hand on your mouse. Press E and R, and occasionally press your W to help your teammates so you're not such a selfish teammate there. So it looks like you're doing just an ounce of work for your team. And if you build AP, you can just watch the enemy team flame the shit out of you. Then you can cool them down with your bullshit ultimate. And last but not least, we have Akali. She's a pretty selfish champion. And if you're anything like me, you probably mained her for a while. She's all damage and almost no utility, unless you count stealthing yourself a utility. Another problem with her is that your opponents need to waste their gold on stuff just to counter you, to even think about getting close to you. Which, that's not exactly healthy gameplay. Anyway, I'm curious to see what the rework will do to her. Hey, thanks for watching. Leave a like and a comment. Tell me how you feel about this kind of video. Should I make more, or should I just stop now because I sound like a dumbass? Well, this was a lot of fun to make, and I hope you enjoy. A new Overwatch video will be coming out in a few days, and stay tuned for that. Alright, bye.
That it feels right.